gotta be one of these generators. Come on, Haribo. We're so close now. It all rides on your shoulders. Margery and Sparkleoneous are helping to hold back the Hobgoblins, and Thaddeus is at the captain's chair just waiting on you to get this thing turned on. What we've been through and what comes next. I'd say if you're too young, you might want to look away or check the description below for more details. All the connections seem to lead back here. This must be the one. If I can just...
Haribo, how could you?
Hey everybody, and welcome back to Dungeons, Drive-Ins, and Dice, A Wider World. This season, a D&D podcast about 4 wayward adventurers out to rescue some goblins and figure out what's wrong with Wilhelm's Hull. I'm M, and I play Haribo Tamagotchi, changeling artificer, not of this world. I think he's a hobgoblin currently, but it's very clearly it's Haribo. Question of the day is an object we would put into a time capsule for future generations to ponder. I don't know. I am digging around and looking at all the different things that I touch or interact with on most days. And then I thought of something kind of humorous. So I'm going to go with for very future generations. Not for the next one, but for the ones that find our desolate planet and they're like, I wonder what happened here. A fidget spinner, because I think that's so fucking funny. And there is one on my desk. Ponder this. What could this have done for me? You know what I mean? Generations down the line, how are you going to know what I was doing with this object of spin? And I think that is interesting. Mostly the pondering of it, not necessarily the object itself.
And my name is...
Come on, I'm trying to intro.
Oh my god.
You don't ever interrupt anybody else.
I never interrupt anyone ever. And my name is...
Because I do a good job. No, that's only because I do a good job of splitting up the interruptions that do happen.
No, I never do it, except for right now. I'm coming in so hot into this recording. Let me cool down. Hi, my name is Lawrence, and I play the very even-keeled bard Sparkleonious, who is currently Sparkelonious shaped. For future generations to ponder, my prized possession is I have this gray beanie that I've had for many, many years. And I think it would be very funny for someone to stumble upon it because it's just a pretty nondescript gray beanie until you come around to one side. One side has a small black rectangle woven into the hat with a volume down, a pause play button, and a volume up button, because at one point these hat had headphones in it. They have not had headphones in them for almost 5 or 6 years, 7 years, 8 years. It's been a long time. And I think that would be very funny to discover for future generations because it very clearly does not have any electronic parts. Maybe at one point it was a magic hat. Who knows? I don't know. Well, I do, but they might not.
Also, these two objects together
and it says
are pretty
music
glorious
hat.
In the same time capsule. It's music hat and spinning thing. Okay.
Music hat and spinning thing. These were very industrious people.
This generation is interesting.
That's such a funny answer because I suddenly am thinking about this sweatshirt that I begged my parents for in middle school, and it was ugly. It was cobalt blue and checkered, but it had earbuds that go down to the sleeves, the string piece of your the pull stringies were earbuds, so you could stick them in your ears to listen to music. And I thought that was so cool, but I didn't think about how fucking weird it looked to have the freaking sweatshirt strands sticking out of my ears. And then I never wore it. I wore it once to school and people made fun of me, and I was like, oh, yep. You're right. This was dumb.
Yeah, but
thank you for making fun of me. Thank you for making fun of me. Yes, thank you for making fun of me.
I mean, they were right, which is what makes it worse. So anyway, sorry, weird energy like Lawrence. My name is Grace, and I play Margery Ridgeback, the cleric, necromancer variety flavored of the group. And I think the first thing that really came to my mind that was I want you to ponder this, is probably a picture of my dog. I have a greyhound, and certain angles of photos, he just looks like a Muppet. If a Muppet came to life. One of those fuzzy worms, the googly eyes. He looks like that, down the barrel of his nose. It looks weird. And I just think that would be fun to see. What a strange creature that must have existed. I'm imagining this is also in the same time capsule with the fidget spinner and the beanie.
This is what wore the hat and spun the fidget spinner.
It must have.
Can we write on the back of that photo, inventor of music hat?
Inventor of music hat.
Oh my gosh. And I am Michael. I play Thaddeus Ofkoot, the Dwarven Fighter.
And I'm torn between two things. I currently have on my desk a small Lego figurine of myself that my company bought for me. It looks like me with my super long beard, and I think
That's so
that would be
freaking
funny
cool.
to just have a little plastic Lego figurine of me for no reason. But the other one that's more connected to my personality, for better or worse, is I'd be tempted to put a rescue inhaler in there, and they just have to figure out what the hell the purpose of that was. Because if you think about it, 2,500 years ago, we still can't figure out some of the stuff the Egyptians put in the pyramids.
Just in case whoever's opened it is allergic to dogs, they can.
Yeah, that's right.
Use
There
the
you
rescue
go.
inhaler.
No, you'll be okay.
Sight of them.
You're allergic to like a picture of it?
Yeah.
He's just so
Well,
like,
you know.
funky looking. Maybe it's the egret hair that's on that music hat.
Egret hair.
It's just been waiting.
Gosh.
Waiting and wait.
Generations old egret hair.
She'll get you.
Preserved
Watch out,
perfectly,
she'll
though.
get you.
And I'm Theodore Stringer, Game Master, Inhabitor of Worlds for these few hours we spend together. What would I put into this whackdoodle time capsule? I was in a thrift shop in college and I found a wind-up musical cherub-looking doll thing.
Mm-mm.
And the music it plays is just a smidgen out of key, out of tune. So it sounds a little haunted. And I think that would be a very funny thing to put into a time capsule. Perhaps with a note just like, hey, how dare you open this up? We buried this for a reason.
The note says, don't
Oh,
wear
you
the
said it
music
first.
hat.
How you released the music hat.
You set it free.
Instructions: put on music hat. Turn key.
Run.
Run.
Put on music hat. Run.
QA Wall Nation.
Press button for haunting. It has been a minute, and a minute ago we were fleeing some hobgoblins because we ruined their party, and we took a whole bunch of goblins with us in our flight because we were sent to rescue them. We didn't really ask them about how they felt about that, but it's okay. They seem to be on board now. We fled through a bunch of tunnels, through some exposition that I gave, and we wound up in a corner, and Miranda was around the corner, and we fought her, and she beat the holy tar out of our cleric.
She almost, I mean, she almost exploded Margery.
Just about popped Margery.
Yeah. 1 health point away, if I recall, from being popped like a balloon. Which is not something that's fixable with a medicine check.
No, we could not have done anything about that. It would have been really interesting for the podcast, though, live on air.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Then we beat the tar out of Miranda.
Then we beat the tar out of Miranda,
Thanks, guys.
and we split the party. Half of the party went to go and support the goblins that we had taken with us. I think they were holding a hallway against some hobgoblins.
Yeah, the goblins are, on a trap door. They've utilized some, filing cabinets as barricades, which Sparkleoneous has, if I recall, filled in with an illusory spike wall. It was illusory, right? That's not a real spike wall.
I remember now. I use my Song of Creation. It's a real spike wall.
It is real?
Oh, nice.
And if you touch it, you hear magic. If
Oh,
you touch
yeah,
it,
I
you hear
remember that.
music.
Oh my god, I didn't know it was real. Okay,
Magical
fuck
music.
yeah.
Yeah, no,
And
it's
yeah.
real spikes.
They're holding the barricade with the goblins on the trap door.
And so then Thaddeus and Haribo went to the control room, and we spent a long time, or what felt like a long time, looking at all of the controls. Generator puzzle part 2, but we figured it out, and we pulled some knobs, and a hole opened up, and we split the party again. And Haribo jumped in the hole. Thaddeus stayed to sit in the chair and feel like whichever
Captain.
of his favorite captains, the copyrighted franchise he likes. But Haribo went down the tube and came out and went looking at these bigger generators that
Gotta get them
needed to
started.
be jump started. And he found the good port for jump starting and was going to go about that when suddenly
Behind
Kendra shows
him,
up.
Kendra. Haribo, how could you do this?
And I suppose that's where we find ourselves. Candra's
Oh.
confronting Haribo, saying, Haribo, how could you do this?
Kendra.
Was Kissing Booth ever a real band?
I
Ever?
mean, it fuck, didn't it? It had to have been. We have gone on tour at this point, but
Haribo, that's
Kendra,
not a yes.
I never meant to get you involved up in all this. You made your intentions known that this is where you want to stay, and so I didn't want to wrap you up in our plans, but we're here to rescue these goblins, Kendra. and I can't let you stand in our way. Do I know what... I mean, I made a joke about having like fire and electric ready. They're both just cantrips, and my belt is back on, so I can cantrip at any time. Do I know what this generator takes to start? Because I was like looking at it and about to start it. Even if I've turned around, I can just like put a hand back on it to kick it on.
To the best of your knowledge, I would say no, but the biggest possible thing you can put in here would be what you want to put in here.
Well, he's not just gonna do it blindly, so then he's not gonna throw a hand back, but he's just gonna say that, I guess.
So that's it? Are we really gonna fight now? Is everything we talked about, all of our good times and spider fights and magic talks, that means nothing?
No, now Kendra, if that didn't mean nothing, we wouldn't have started this conversation, and you know that. I really do not want to do this. I would much prefer that you join us and leave this place with us, see the world, but I don't. This is not where I wanted to have this conversation, Kendra. It does mean a lot. I really don't want to fight you.
You know what? There should be a persuasion check in here as well.
Yeah, definitely. To persuade her, like, more in a direction, he'll say. But if... Oh, boy. No, because I don't like a threat. Like, it's not a threat. I'm not like... I don't want to intimidate.
A lot of it has sounded like a threat so far.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it wanted to start that way, but I'm trying to not be that way because she is in the friend status for Haribo.
Are you saying you friend zoned Kendra?
Yeah, I tried to. I sidestepped the word zone at the last second there.
Dang.
Yeah, I mean, I'll take the persuasion check just to stand down, basically. +3, that's a dirty 20.
Nice.
You know, impact, I have the electric and the fire going because I hadn't dropped them yet, just looking for the right machine. But I do drop them. I drop them when I say that. That could be my persuasion check rather than intimidate. Like, I'm not trying to fight. That's what I'm trying to persuade her of, is I don't want to fight her.
A good portion of the tension drains out of her, and she says, "Yeah, all right. Not worth it anyways."
Damn.
Not worth it anyways. What does that mean?
Means you're a liar and a betrayer, and you hurt my feelings.
Honestly, Kendra, that is fair. We did not let you in the fold for fear of your allegiances, and that's fair.
We intended to at the end of one session, but then we forgot. Sorry, Kendra.
But I'm gonna do this, Kendra. I'm gonna turn this machine on,
Well,
and we're gonna get out of here. I don't imagine it's going to be pretty.
then I better get out of here also.
I would if I were you.
I don't hope to see you again, Haribo.
Yeah, I know. But still, I appreciate our talks and everything you did for me. I would find a safe place to hunker.
Wish you'd learned something.
Haribo turns around and starts peering as to where he should funnel the energy into. We have to finish a job. I can't get sad right now. There's already a lot of sadness I gotta unpack on the way back. It goes into the vault, you know? You're just like, into the vault. I'm gonna turn around.
Tonight, when he looks at his note, he's gonna remember. He's gonna go,
I'm feeling pretty good so far. The line is holding. I think.
Let's go with an insight check or an investigation check on this area here.
Not dirty this time, but a clean 20. Natural, if you will. Through the tears in his eyes, he can see what he needs to.
Yeah.
Through the tears in your eyes, it's not that you got any better at holding them in, you just got better at seeing through them.
He blinks properly so they kind of magnify his vision. It's a natural 20. He can do whatever he wants to. He does it.
It's like an animated character in a Disney movie using dewdrops for sunglasses. For glasses.
Exactly.
I get the vision. I get the vision.
Of the tears, the ancient dwarven runes transmute into characters you can understand. And it says, in case of jump start, connect these two toggles and apply power here. And here is a 2 foot by 2 foot square hole in the side of this generator.
He connects the toggles and he looks back over his shoulder to see if Kendra has left. And
you hurt her feelings, man.
I get it, but they're like,
Also, you're in the midst of about to blow up her home, probably.
Yeah, that was my big like. This is not the time to have. If the conversation could have happened before I'm like holding the fucking bomb in my hand, like maybe.
Really caught in the
But
act.
there is no shot in hell that she is gonna be like, well, okay, I'll join you. Yay! Blow up my friends. Like, no, it's too late. That's unfortunate. But he's still gonna look back, and then he's gonna charge up. I mean, I don't know that he would think to do much more off the bat, so he's just gonna charge up a shock and grasp and shove his hand in the hole. He'll charge the machine up. He's feeling a little reckless at the moment, I guess.
If you are just gonna raw dog shove your arm in there and just try and fire it off, let's go with like an artificer check.
13.
You fire off a cantrip and you see a glow in the darkness beneath you, but that is not going to be enough. Sparkleoneous and Margery, you guys are manning this newly created barricade with a few of the goblins, and the hobgoblins on the other side of it were initially pretty confused about this sudden barricade, but they are beginning to regain their senses and are training bows at you guys over the top of it. Get an initiative out of, I think, everybody at this point.
Okie dokie.
I think they're regaining their senses.
Ugh. Natural 20.
Fuck, natural 1.
Ooh.
Owie.
That's
My
a
feet.
dirty 20 for Thaddeus.
Right down the middle with a 14.
Haribo, unless you have an action that you want to take at this moment to try and advance your goals, my thought is to skip you at Thaddeus, but if you've got something, please. You are at the top of the order.
I throw shock and grasp up. I jam my arm into the machine. It gives me a little dim light and then flickers out because that wasn't enough power. I'm just gonna rip one of Miranda's potions. Bonus action, rip a potion. What does this potion do? I imagine it's a potion version of the drug we took.
You're just gonna take an unknown potion, bro?
Yes, because they all look the same, and one made her fly, and if I recall, there was some sort of talk about restoring a spell slot or something. I don't fully remember, but
I'm yelling that from down.
I don't know how
I'm yelling
I,
that
like-
from somehow off the walls.
yeah.
Just take it.
Marjorie knows she's like casting spells over the barricade, and she stops, and she's like, a potion? He's ripping potions right now?
I got a shiver down my spine. He's being a fucking idiot again. I can just tell.
We're not done cleaning up the last mess he got us into.
It's her fucking loot sense. She knows I burned a piece of loot on whatever's about to happen. We could have sold that. Yeah, so what does that do?
You just have level 1 spell slots?
Yeah. I'm level 3 right now. I only got level 1 spell slots. Mixed caster and all that.
I think what happens, it is spicy red flavored, and
Hot.
when you drink it, it kind of burns and tingles on the way down, and you close your eyes hard against the sensation, and when you open them, it's not to the same degree. I think what you understand from this experience is that what you had in a previous episode was some kind of concentrate, and that this is a diluted potion version. So there are not the same hallucinations per se. The outlines of things are now tinged in red and sort of sharpened. And mechanically, does 3 spell slots feel like too many? It's either 2 or 3 in my brain that I'm going to give you level 1 spell slots.
Hard to say. I mean, she started flying when she drank the potion.
She did. My
So what if
notion
it's
on these is that it's either the top level that you have available or perhaps 1 spell slot of the level above.
Yeah, I
Flying is
mean,
magic of which she was capable.
that makes sense. I think 2 for a potion is good. I like being kind of low on shit. It makes me think about how to use my stuff more fun.
I like that as well.
2? Fuck yeah. Well, that's my bonus action. That huffs a nut, because that's my bonus action. That sucks. Dan,
Huff's a nut.
Vile, I know. I'm gonna pull out my dagger. I'm gonna prepare to fix the need of power next turn. But I'm gonna set my belt to like scope out how this potion is interacting with my body. Check it out. Tell me if you can recreate the effects. I don't know. I don't know what it's capable of right now, but I'm gonna try to have it like focus on the potion, break that down.
Thaddeus, I think you are in an interesting spot because you're sitting in a room in a big chair. In front of you are windows looking down into a huge hall where these generators are that Haribo is dealing with. You can't see Haribo, but a little bit ago did see a big flash of light from behind the generators. You can also hear the sounds of commotion from out the door and down the hallway.
Yeah, now I'm going. Well, I'm going to wait until I hear the cries of my compatriots down the hallway because I don't want to leave Haribo where he can't get back up through the tube system he jumped down through if he needs me to do something.
Why?
So at the moment...
There has to be a way back up. Like, I was thinking about this actually, I think I was walking through the store the other day. If they built a machine, unless the method of like fuel is sacrifice and the person would never need to come back, then there is for sure a way out. You know what I mean? Like there has to be a built-in way out because like what would be the point of building a machine like that, right? If it's just a generator, I'm gonna turn it on, then there has to be some way out. At
What
least
if
was
the
my
person
thought.
whose job was it could fly? What if that was their one job and they could fly?
Oh fuck! Don't say that. They're dwarves. They're not good at magic. They're dwarves. They're not like magical folk. That doesn't mean he can't.
Well, no, you don't know if it was a dwarf. Don't be
It's an ancient. No, I'm not. It's an ancient dwarven machine.
Yeah.
If a dwarf did not build it, I would be fucking floored.
No, but what if a dwarf taught the flying guy? Like, what if his one job is to turn it on and he flies
Stop
back up? Just
helping
saying, it's a
him.
possibility.
Okay, you're going to have to roll a persuasion check because none of us are buying that story.
I'm just saying, it's not out of the realm of possibility.
It isn't out of the realm. I was looking for an easy way out. Margery.
Hey, you guys let me get absolutely. I almost went and saw my god last episode. You guys all ducked for cover, and I got absolutely
Don't know what you
destroyed.
wanted me to do about that. You want me to beat my god instead? I don't believe in God.
That's true. You just be a goo, I guess.
An inert puddle.
I could bring you back.
I don't know if I want
An
that.
undead version
Yeah,
of a
undead
bubble boy is like
Sparkelonious.
horrifying.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's like really goopy and nasty.
Pretty
I guess
gross.
we'll
How I feel
see.
about that.
To take your minds off of that, two of the hobgoblins draw longbows and fire on Sparkleoneous. I'm sure you get some sort of cover.
Yeah, what's the AC on a filing cabinet?
Partial cover or full cover?
I would probably say either half or 3/4 cover.
That's the difference of 3 and 5 bonus AC, respectively.
I think I want to give you 3/4. I think that's correct for the thing that you've constructed.
Cool. Pretty tanky
At
now.
least if you're like hunkered down behind it. If you're standing up.
I'm hunkered.
Okay, cool. So does a 16 or a 19 hit you?
19 does.
Okay. Take a D8 plus 1 damage.
Yuck.
While they're doing that, two other
Go fuck yourself. 2
hobgoblins.
damage.
Damn.
While they're doing that, two other hobgoblins come out, and they are both carrying there's just a weird-looking tube-shaped object between the two of them. It looks heavy, and they're carrying it between them, and they're coming up to the barrier with this thing, and then one of them drops it, and that's the end of their turn.
Embarrassing.
And after that,
Did they both
Right.
drop it or just one of them?
just one of them.
Okay, good.
Yeah, one of them's dropped one side of it, and the other one's like, dude, what the hell? Sparkelonious, it's your turn.
Sparkleonious is gonna cast Vicious Mockery on the guy who dropped the thing.
I knew. As soon as it was said.
You're never going to be good at anything ever again.
Yikes. Everyone goes, ooh.
No.
Please
Margery
roll
nods in
wis-
approval.
Please roll a wisdom saving throw.
More like savage mockery, Haribo says through tears, alone in a room.
Wisdom save of 17.
Yeah, no worries then.
That's not what your mom said.
Damn! All the goblins like look at Sparkelonious.
Margery
Sparkelonious,
points at Sparkelonious and goes, "Ayo!"
Sparkelonious slurps into the filing cabinet and closes the door.
Oh,
Good times. Gib Do you have any weapons?
He could have a magic dagger if M hadn't opened his mouth.
I wasn't gonna say a single thing.
Gib scrabbles around on the ground and rolls a crit 20 and finds a knife on the ground.
Oh my gosh.
Nature finds a way, as Jeff Goldblum
Does he huck
said.
it into the darkness?
He hucks it for sure immediately and rolls a 5.
Are you trying to just clear the area of daggers or what? Like, what's your goal, Gib?
He's had so many chances.
No, Gib, I said we're in danger, not in dagger.
The troop of goblins watched Gib do that and also go to the ground and scrabble around and fling a motley collection of rocks at the hobgoblins, one of which gets hit in the shoulder and he's like, boom, for 3 damage.
Keep it up. All right.
Margery, it's your turn.
Oh, hell yeah. Is there, like, punishment for rolling a 1, or is it just I have to go last?
No, you're just last in the order in this particular set of rolls.
Got it. Well, then, I'm gonna point at the one that didn't drop the, not rocket launcher and cast Toll the Dead. So I don't feel like these guys are very smart.
If you target the one that got hit by the rock for the goblins, it'll take the bonus damage because it just took some damage.
It's all the same guy, fortunately.
Well, there you go. Never mind. Good job, Margery. You knew.
Roll up another health total.
Good job, Grace.
So that
You knew.
guy, he didn't take
Hell
damage
yeah.
from Vicious Mockery, but he did take damage from that.
Okay.
Hell yeah.
What about
Okay. A wisdom saving throw. Or take 1d8 necrotic damage. And if it is missing any of its hit points, JK, 1d12 necrotic damage. Am I 5th level?
No.
No.
Damn it.
I rolled a 7.
I think you have to be a
13.
13. I knew it.
You knew.
And you can't
forget things like that.
Prove it. You can't prove it. You're not a lawyer.
Nope. My brother is, though, and I'll have him check out the recording for me.
I don't think I cleared that with Craig, whatever his name is. Craig.
Great.
Craig.
No, that fails. So, what is that one? You said 1d12?
Yes, I did. So I roll it or he rolls it?
You want to roll
Ooh.
the big number, or do you want me to roll it?
I do want to roll 1d12. That will be a 9.
That's a good number.
At first I thought it was a 6 and I was sad. But I was wrong.
The shimmering purple bell appears, and with a gong, it zips into him, and you see his exposed flesh sort of prune, I guess is the word that I'm looking for.
Turn into sunglasses, I think, was the right word.
It looks so cool.
Stupid, sorry.
Give him a callback.
I literally was cackling while editing that scene today. That was so fucking funny.
And if you're a diehard listener at home, you'll know exactly what that reference means.
You'll put on your sunglasses right now.
And then can I do intimidation thingy?
Sure, what are you going to do?
I'm gonna point at the other guy and bluff because he doesn't know I have to take turns in life when we attack. So I point at him and I
That's
say,
so
Oh my God.
fucking funny. Oh my
This is the
God.
biggest brain thing I've ever
I
heard of. in
literally
D&D.
never thought of that. I cannot believe that.
I'm a beginner and I don't know the rules. Fuck you, eat a
He
toe.
doesn't know that I can't just keep casting spells.
He doesn't know the rules. He's just a little goblin.
Oh my God, that's incredible. That's some top tier
man.
D&D play right there.
All right.
So is he intimidated?
You have.
So I just killed his friend.
I mean,
Oh,
I'm fucking intimidated at this point.
I just said that. I didn't know how to roll. I only got the right one.
Yeah. Roll for that.
Okay, that is a 16. Do I have a plus for intimidate? Is that a something I can? Charisma
Yeah,
plus
you're-
1. 17.
Sparkelonious is intimidated. He's shaking
Fuck.
inside of his.
Me
Smiling
too.
Yeah, the other guy.
And like when I say pointing, I'm like holding my sickle and like pointing it at him.
That's one of the funniest comments I've probably ever heard in D&D. That's so funny. He doesn't know that I have turns.
I know I can take turns. I can.
Oh
Is
my
that true?
God. That's some meta warlock shit. That's so good.
Oh man, can't get by that.
Listen, this is like my 25th time playing D&D.
Sounds like your 25th year playing D&D, man. You know it all at this point.
Yeah, I mean, he looks at you and he's like, He doesn't look like he quite likes the look of you, but he doesn't drop his thing.
Really? A 17?
Yeah,
That
really,
goblin's
really a 17.
Very brave. He
We're
loves his job.
assaulting.
Roll
We're
really high numbers
assaulting
in this.
their home base right now.
Oh, you're so right.
If
I
he
mean,
pissed
I-
himself over you looking at him, these guys would not be dangerous.
Well, I killed his friend. I turned him into a
That's
prune,
true.
and I said,
That's
"You
true.
next." If I turned your friend into a prune, you wouldn't be like, "Oh, I should run."
Not if you were assaulting my home. If we were out and about, maybe. But if you're
Are
attacking
you saying-
my home, probably not. I don't think the fight's
Well, if
over.
I think I'm gonna lose, I'm abandoning
think-
my home, and I can find a home somewhere else. But if I die, that's it. Game over. I'm a
I
rat.
think I would be
I'm gonna
frozen in
tumble.
fear
I'm gonna.
because I wouldn't know if
swim
you had
away.
to take a turn or not.
That's fair. Yeah, I mean, I might wet myself if I think you could just do infinite things real quick.
Damn, I can't believe that didn't work. I was so proud of myself.
Yeah, I mean, that's really, really good, but not for a 17.
You made him take a step back, but
I feel like that's crazy because 17 is like you could. 20 is pretty like that's like the highest you can roll. 17 is pretty close to 20, but I guess you can't argue with
way
God. People try all the time.
the D&D book. The D&D book schedules very hard checks, I think starting at 25.
Yeah, you can't argue with Gary.
There's
No,
even like
Okay.
30 checks, so.
Gary
Whoa.
does know you have to take a turn, so he's not intimidated.
Yeah, Gary knows. He made this game and he knows about your turns.
Gary
Yeah.
knows about your turns and your bonuses and your items.
I don't even know about those things. Not
Mhm.
Gary. Alright, well, that was my turn, but he doesn't know that.
Good book in there. Great book in.
Thank you, thank you. I still got another laugh out of game, so that's a win.
Haribo, you're up.
Now I'm not sure why there's tears in my eyes. It's either from laughter or from sadness. But now charged up, I'm gonna cast Arcane Weapon on my dagger, turning it into like a lightning dagger. I'm just gonna jam that into the machine. That feels like a permanent level 1 spell slot power source right there. Better than my first one. Jam it in there and I'll leave my dagger, sadly, but it's the only dagger I got, so I might as well.
Man, we're just bleeding daggers left and right.
I know.
Okay. Give me another artificer check with advantage.
Well, that's a natural 20 and then a natural 19. So 2 very, very solid checks. On my 3rd natural 20 this session, guys. Haribo compartmentalized everything. He's here for the job and then he's gonna break down. So don't talk to him on the road.
Rocking it. Okay. You check your pockets. You look. You see one last dagger. You take it out. And
Oh,
you
this
hear
is
the
my
sounds
personal
of-
special dagger that I've had since the beginning of the adventure. This is my garden dagger, my personal gardening dagger.
Yeah, that your grandpa gave you.
My grandpa
Um,
signed or whatever.
Not Pappy's dagger.
Not Pappy's dagger. That's what he signed on it too.
Pappy's dagger.
You look at Pappy's dagger. You think about all the fond moments, and then you jam it into the machine.
Pappy, no! Pappy in the afterlife has a shiver.
I'm not sure that Pappy's
Pappy does
dead.
a full somersault, and your belt thrums, and your veins boil, and electricity bolts out of this dagger, and it harmlessly glances against you and your contact with it. And it also arcs inside of the machine in various places. And you see lights coming on the machine, and you see one final switch on the side of the machine that a light has now come on beneath.
On we go. I flip the switch.
Dramatic pause.
I also imagine, like, me and Thaddeus broke down, there's like a triple engine, like the way that the energy moves through it or whatever. We spent a lot of time last session going over however that works. So I imagine he also got the good rundown once the light clicks on that should click on. That lets him know that he can input what he needs to.
A few things happen all at once, I think, is what I will say about this switch. Haribo, you take a quick step back because the big machine that you have been standing next to comes to life with sudden and alarming force. A great humming and clanking can be heard from inside of it, gaining speed and intensity. It seems to be revving up for something. Panels on the top of the machine pop open, and slowly several different instruments pointing in various directions slowly raise from the top of the machine. As the thrumming increases in pace, larger arcs of electricity, bolts that spasm throughout this large chamber begin to jump between these raised instruments. And as the thrumming of the machine increases to a fever pitch. All of these arcs of electricity bundle together and are suddenly flung from the first machine to the other three, bringing them roaring to immediate and borderline catastrophic life inside of this ancient metal factory.
I first was
Thaddeus.
alarmed, but now I am catastrophized.
Thaddeus, for a quick second, it seems like things are fine, I guess. Like a couple of lights come on, and then all of the electricity shoots from one of the generators to another, and the entire control center blazes to life with indicators and dials and things that were not readily apparent when you guys were here at first. But I guess underneath all of this grime and dust, there was a lot more workings going on. So you are perhaps momentarily dazzled in here. But quickly, both your eyes and all of the lights in here begin to fade until just a couple are still going on the dashboard. A couple are glowing faintly, in a rhythmic pulse. A couple are beeping in what looks like a measurement of something, and then there's a big green one. Also, you hear a big grinding sound on the side of the room. The wall is sliding up, and beneath this wall, you recognize a relief map of the region that we have been playing in.
Okay.
We're going to go for some modern comparisons just so that we all understand what we're looking at. It looks like a subway system, like a public transit map drawn on top of this region map with little indicator lights at intervals across it, and there's a console over there and like a blinking light on one of the spots that's on this mountain that you can see represented on this map. Everyone in the hallway, are there concentration spells happening right now? Is this illusion a concentration spell?
That's a good question. I actually don't think so.
Oh
I
wait,
think
no,
it
it's
just
not
lasts
an illusion.
for an hour.
It just exists.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to worry too much about concentration, but hallway shakes and rattles like it is going to come loose from whatever it is attached to.
Sparkelonious cracks the filing cabinet to say, "No, Margery, don't hurt them too bad."
I do like that because it's like you're shaking inside of it's like heavy turbulence in a plane. Like everyone is jostled from side to side inside of this thing. In fact, everyone take a D4 of damage. Sparkelonious, you take half from being inside of the filing cabinet.
Sick. Rounding up or down?
Down.
Cool.
Haribo as well.
No, just everyone in this narrow hallway.
Oh,
You and
me
Thaddeus are
one.
like right at the epicenter of this, while they're sort of at the periphery and feeling it harder.
I think Margery got one. What'd you say, Lawrence?
I only took 1 damage.
One as well. Fuck yeah.
Hell
The
yeah.
hobgoblins took 1, and some of the hobgoblins took 3.
Filing
All right,
cabinets
but,
come crashing down.
Yeah, no, Sparkelonious pokes out from the filing cabinet that's now like lying down on the ground. Margery, don't hurt them. Okay, I think it's Thaddeus's turn now.
Oh man. I'm tempted to press the big green button or go look at the flashing button that's where we are on the relief map.
There's an
I'm
enticing thing happening in here.
I'm going to hold off on the green button because I have not seen Haribo return yet. So I'm going to leave my comfortable captain's chair and go look at the map.
Okay. I mean, it's a big map. You guys are basically in the center of it latitudinally, and off to the east side longitudinally. You can see all the way to the inland sea on the other side of the mountains past Dekram out to the west. You can see past the mountain range to the north up to the restless border kingdoms that Sparkelonious' caravan came down from. And you can see south. You can see that the coast cuts in to the south and then cuts down out of the bottom of the map. There are 3 lights worth of space between the mountain and the forest, another 2 lights in the forest, and then another light just to the south of Dekram, nestled in the mountains.
And so these are just indicator lights. They don't appear to be buttons that I can press.
No, these are just indicator
Okay.
lights on the wall, but there is a joystick, for lack of a better word, here at this wall. In fact, it's really big. It's like a butter churn size of a joystick.
So technically, the rest of the party, even though we're split into 3 places, is all within the Dwarven Machine.
As far as we're aware,
Sounds right. A lot of angry hobgoblins in here too, but
Yeah.
and if we cut off
And
their
I-
like source of new hobgoblins,
That's what I'm thinking. So I would like to see if I can aim the joystick towards the forest where we came from.
Yeah. As you move the joystick, each time that you it makes a satisfying ka-chunk when you move it, and the light clicks over with a loud clack into the next spot over. And so, yeah, you find a very satisfying movement here to shift the lights around on this map.
Okay, so I'm going to try and highlight in the forest.
Okay, east or west forest, the two forest lights.
Let's see. So we are in the mountains. So we came from the east towards the mountain. Is that right?
Dekram is east of the forest.
Yeah. So I'm going to move to the forest to the east, like we're headed back towards Dekram.
Yeah,
Okay.
East Forest.
East Forest. Vaguely, if your mental map is right, this is vaguely in the area of the kobold goblin camps.
Ah, okay. That's where I want to point us.
Okie doke. And now it is the hobgoblins' turn. They all sort of get to their feet. The two of them with bows just kind of glare at you guys. The two with the oblong thing sort of stagger to their feet with it, and one of them sort of totters and tips over, and as he tips over, he flings his end up towards the barrier. The other guy basically falls with the momentum, and this object, which it turns out is a large rug, flops over the top of this barrier, and the one hobgoblin falls down against the barrier where he lies and does not appear interested at all in getting up, and the other one takes one look at Margery and starts to sort of hobble back the way that he came. Okay, Sparkleoneous, it's your turn.
I think Sparkelonious is going to ooze out of the filing cabinet, and he's going to just sort of add to the mystique of Margery potentially be creating this big rumble and shake. And Sparkelonious is going to say, "No, Margery, please, don't unleash your full power. I don't know if this place can handle it." And then Sparkelonious is going to subtly cast Prestidigitation in an exploding ray of sparks from behind Margery, fanning out like wings.
Okay.
Probably an intimidation check would be my guess.
Yeah, I like that.
So that's gonna be, I'm not good at intimidation. I'm good at performance. Can that be a performance check instead?
That's what I was going to say. It sounds also kind of performative.
Yeah.
Up to you.
What is a lie? It's not a performance.
I'm gonna say, if it's a performance check and it does well, then she will get advantage towards, you roll intimidating them the next turn. If it's an intimidation check, it might just intimidate them.
I'll just have my roll also be an intimidation. Margery can do whatever they want. So that's gonna be a 17 for me.
Okay, yeah, still decent number.
I'm shaking with fear.
Did you say there was an audible component to this? I remember the wings of sparks.
I thought you meant
Yeah,
the
it sounds
shaking.
like
The audible
sparks.
sound is shaking.
Yeah, it sounds like blah 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 blah.
Like when you waffle laminated paper.
Yeah. I mean, the whole place is kind of shaking, so it sounds like there's audible stuff going on.
Insert
Yeah.
sound bite there. Waffle, waffle, waffle for more immersive experience.
Just insert that sound right there. That
Waffle, waffle, waffle. Yeah, we'll do.
No. Listen, clearly I'm not a Foley artist.
What are you talking about? That was perfect.
I'm kind of here for it with the spouts of sparks out from behind her and those sounds that sort of sound like the metal paneling of the very hallway buckling around them. Gib, do you have anything?
Well, no, because he keeps throwing it. Every turn you ask if he has anything, and then he finds a knife and hucks it.
Listen, we can't be mad at a fish for doing what a fish does. And you can't be mad at a Gib for doing what a Gib does.
Fish has got a fish, Gib's got a gib.
Am I wrong?
Yeah.
Perception with disadvantage.
Yeah, I don't like so.
Oh no, he's gonna hug the magic dagger.
11.
The goblins all cluster on the other side of the barrier where the rug has come over, and they have their various weapons out, but they don't really seem that interested in crossing this barrier.
Now, the defensive
Margery,
game is...
what do you want to do?
I keep wishing that Sacred Flame could be like a big arc to hit more than just one foe at a time.
Once you level up a couple more times, there are some bigger spells that'll hit a few dudes.
Won't that be the day?
Good chance of it being next episode.
Yeah, but when's that gonna be?
And by the time it happens, I'll probably forget. I think I am going to cast my other cantrip, because why not, if I can. Sacred Flame at the other guy.
Okay.
What can I do? It's a dexterity saving throw, or
That's,
take radiant damage.
That's a 9.
You have to beat a 13 still. I'm pretty sure that's what it is.
Which guy are you attacking?
The other guy that was holding the long stick.
The one who's running away.
Oh, is he? Oh, that was the one that was running away? Oh, beans.
One of them's running away and one of them sat down.
The one running away has already been hurt, though, so Toll the Dead does its extra damage.
She already fired off her Sacred Flame, and Sacred Flame's going to do its bit. It's just who's going to do its bit, too. The two who had longbows who have shot at you are still here. There's one who sat down. You will see the guy who's running away.
I want to get the longbow guys. Those guys were annoying. At least one of them.
Okay, so you're going to get the guy who you think is annoying?
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't like getting shot at.
Okay.
I mean, I wouldn't imagine so. Grace has never been shot at.
I even like less being annoyed.
Yeah, I really don't like being annoyed a lot. I guess, is it still a 9? Or is it a different guy who gets a different chance?
No, he still rolled a 9.
It is a D8 of radiant damage.
Got it.
And that will be 6.
Got
All
it.
right.
Purple fire.
You shoot a blast of purple fire at him. He staggers back a step and waves his arms in his face.
Hell yeah. I said that. Hell yeah.
Haribo, look at what you've done. Look at all this. Look at all that you did.
I mean, I did it. I feel good about this. This feels like my job. I'm gonna run back to the room I fell out of with that window and just sort of like wave up at Thaddeus and give him a big thumbs up, and then start to look around for a way out, a staircase or a door, just anything that leads out. Because again, if this is generators, Haribo knows there's going to be a way out. I can get back to Thaddeus. Some sort of maintenance hatch.
Yeah, give me a perception.
Oh
Building like this, there's probably multiple ways.
my God. And I know them all because that's the number 4th natural 20. This is Haribo's most natural environment yet.
Hot tap dancing Velsharoon.
I know it.
You look to your left and you see a door, and you go towards the door and you're almost going to leave the door, and then you look and there's a ladder right next to the door that goes to a catwalk that goes right to the window that you came out of.
And then I point at the ladder, Thaddeus, and I give a thumbs up and I start climbing the ladder.
Time's funny. Thaddeus, it's your turn, and Haribo is knocking on the outside of the window.
I would try and let him in. Is there a button or a latch or a way to let him back in?
Oh yeah, I mean, I
Why
think
am I
from
looking
out
for
here I
no?
can
Yeah.
see some hinges. So if you just unlatch it from the inside, it pushes out like a car window. You know, like a car back car window.
Oh yeah, like the hinge.
Yeah, just push it really hard and suddenly towards him.
But wait, Haribo holds up a finger. He says he holds up a finger, and then he goes back out onto the ladder, and then he holds up a thumbs up above the catwalk.
All right. Now he'll push the window out.
Oh fuck no! Oh, that's so funny. We thought Margery was gonna die, instead Haribo is dead. But instead he climbs in through the window.
Yeah, you give it a good shove with a squeak. The window pops open. Haribo comes on in and beholds the new room with.
Wow,
I
that
think the
is-
lights in here aren't exactly apparent as you are looking at it. If you are ever around like servers or big banks of computers, they have bunches of lights that seem to be flashing at random for no reason, but you know that they must have one. That's what it looks like in here, with all the various indicator lights in this room. They're just sort of going off, wall, ceiling. You know, great glass elevator in here with the indicator lights. But also there's this map.
Wow, Thaddeus, this is a banging room. Holy shit.
Yeah. Thaddeus would show Haribo where he's adjusted the joystick, and then he's going to point at the big green button, and he's like, I want to press that next.
Yeah, this looks like the forest. So you said there was one more light towards Dekram that's in the mountains south of Dekram. Have we done anything in that spot yet that we would know
I have
of?
not really been south of Dekram. To your knowledge, it is farmland. The only really salient thing I think that we've ever talked about being south of Dekram is that is where the Dragon Seer plantation is.
All right. No, I think this is the most ideal space. We wouldn't want to mess up any of the Dragon Sea farmland, just in case. We don't really know how this is going to go. All right. I mean, I think we're good. Take your position, Captain. We can hit that green button. I hope the others are still in the machine. That would be wild.
Yeah.
Wild if they left. I'll go grab everyone and try to pull them in here. Maybe help with the fights. Maybe? I don't know. Do you want? You probably need hands in here. There's a lot of buttons.
gears. I'm in the gears.
Oh, now he's a part of the machine at that point.
Part of the ship, part of
You're
the crew.
part of the crew.
So, what are the actions being taken here? I've heard a lot of, I want to, press the button. Are we going to hunt for the
Yeah,
crew
no, I
first?
mean, I
Are we
think-
doing both simultaneously, or?
Based on the way we went, if we open the door, can we see them hunkered, or are they like down the corridors in a way?
They're around a couple corners from you guys. You can hear when there have been moments in the fight. You have heard them, Thaddeus.
I mean, I think we just
So
do
they're-
it. They're still nearby. Let's break off the supply line of hobgoblins, get where we're going, and maybe get to safety.
I like it. Let's do it.
All right. Do you want to do the honors?
I would love to.
All yours. And I do a little bow and like motion towards the button.
Thaddeus is gonna go again, like palm open, and smack the green button.
All right.
Do alarm sound.
Nope, nothing happens.
There's a bright
Fuck.
flash of light, and then there's nothing.
Shit. The machine powers
Yeah,
down and then turns
the,
off forever. Fuck.
Oh, great.
The entire machine is electrified, and you are all.
It's a self-destruct button.
No, I mean, congratulations, you found an exit button to Act 1.
All right, fade to black. Good, we're good, guys.
And we all see Belsharoon.
Wait, what?
Wait, an exit? You meant to death?
Well, now you have to fight to get out.
A lot happens now. There are alarms that you guys hear, Thaddeus and Haribo. You see like lights going off in the big room, and the indicator lights are happening in your room faster and faster. Sparkleoneous, Margery, everybody else, all of a sudden the floor drops like 1.5 feet, and then everything starts juddering and shuddering and vibrating really, really hard. And all of the order that the Hobgoblins seem to have had, all of their sort of battle composure breaks down at this point, and they all start to flee the field as alarms and lights begin blaring and flashing in this hallway. What do you guys do?
Margery,
Give looks to
please.
Margery. The goblins, the goblins seem close to panic. All the goblins look to Margery and they're like, "No, Margery, please stop!"
That's canon. Just
Margery, no!
Oh wait, sorry, everyone. We need to get to the
You'll
bridge.
kill us all, Margery!
Don't worry. I forgot.
And
Let's get to the
can
bridge,
I-
everyone.
Can I yell like silence, like super loud? Does that work? Do they shut up? Do they
Yeah, how
stop
loud can
hitting
you
the
yell?
ground?
Well, let's see how loud you can yell it.
Command of all of
I
these.
am not gonna yell. There are other people in this house. I'm not just gonna suddenly shriek the word silence.
Do it.
Do it.
Let's just say that I do that. I do that. I guess it's a roll for it. It's intimidation. I'm just trying to catch their attention. They're just being loud. I don't know. That's intimidating, though, is it?
Yeah, no, I mean roll intimidation check. Sure.
Last time it didn't go very well.
Yeah.
Natural 20.
The most natural episode
Nice.
yet.
Yeah.
The power of Belsharoon compels me, and I put my hand out, and like little, like not like enough to like be scary, but like little purple electricity shoots out of my fingers, and I yell like to try and like silence the panic of these goblins, so we can just be organized and get the hell out of here. Silence. My goal is just to have them stop running around and panicking, so we can like actually achieve our goal. And if it doesn't work, I'm gonna bail on these goblins.
No, I mean a hush falls over the goblins immediately. They all look to you. It doesn't stop any of what's happening with the building that you guys are in.
Yeah.
But
The building's
they all
like,
stop
oh,
and they
fuck,
look
sorry.
at you and they're all just,
I'm so sorry.
they're all
sorry.
just like,
Right.
what do we do about it? It's like, yeah, boss, what do we do?
I point in the direction of where Thaddeus and Haribo are because I can tell that this isn't Sparkleoneous is doing, so I'm hoping it's their doing, and that's where they are, so we gotta get the party back together. And so I gesture that way, like, let's get the fuck out of here. If you fall behind, you get left behind. Pirate rule. Let's go. Grab your butts. Hold on to your butts if you want them. Let's go. Get out. Let's go.
Everyone, do what she
All right.
says. We don't know
all
what she's
kinds of movie
capable of.
references.
We don't know
All
what
kinds
she's
of movie
capable.
references. Get out of here. Come on.
guys all get. I would say, Thaddeus and Haribo, that you hear all the sound of all of their feet, but you really don't over all of the rumblings that are happening.
And suddenly we're all here.
As the rest of these folks are coming through, fold-out seats begin to sort of pull out of the wall of the room that you guys are in with seat belts.
Nice.
Not enough for 36.
Is it maybe enough for 18? They could double up.
All 10 laps, yeah.
Could Sparkleoneous create just like a good dome that we could push them into? I don't know how big of a dome you can make.
Well,
Just
he
put
could just
all of
go
the
inside his
goblins-
pot and someone else could hold the pot. Or I guess we could start putting goblins in Sparkelonious.
I could put them in my infinite bag of holding.
You should not put goblins inside of me.
You're not gonna eat them.
As long as my bag doesn't turn off.
Inside of Sparkelonious.
Start putting them in.
I grab one. I grab the nearest goblin and I throw it into Sparkelonious.
Sparkelonious starts running away from you.
You can at least get one in there.
Haribo says, guys, we need to concentrate on moving the machine. Please keep it down. Fucking goblins back there. Can you believe them, Thaddeus? Chaos.
Totally unprofessional.
Fortunately, the machine appears to be doing the moving all by itself now that all of its processes have been put into motion over these last couple episodes. And with a lot of hustle and kerfuffle, you guys get all of the goblins either stowed or braced or in Sparkleoneous, maybe.
There's one.
At least one.
There's no goblin inside of me. Let me be perfectly clear.
Is there any level in which
There
someone can wear
was
you
a
as like a
goblin
cool
inside
suit?
of me. Just kidding.
Margery throws them at Sparkleoneous, but he just makes holes in himself and they go sailing through.
And then they ask Margery kindly to stop throwing them.
Camera cuts to an exterior shot of the mountain. You see the fortress on the outside of the mountain, clustered around the base of the spire. You see a couple of goblins prodding a herd of scrawny sheep and goats on the mountainside.
It's a peaceful, sunny day. You could hear people chattering in the market.
Somewhere out there, there's 2 elf children trying to find their
Watching from a hillside.
Right, Larson
further
and
down the,
Stu will pick him up on the way back to meet us.
Yeah, no, further down the slope, a camel-drawn wagon tears ass at breakneck speed. Suddenly, out of the quiet, a rumble, a tremor. All of the hobgoblins in the market square stand and pause and look around in confusion. The goblins on the hillside pause and watch as little rocks go rolling down the mountainside. Inside the command room, a red light starts beeping.
Is it beeping in a certain place? Can I do like an artificer check to see what
right.
it's kind of indicating?
Yeah, sure. It's up on the command console at the front of the room near where the big green button was
24.
that started this adventure. 24.
Nice.
Whoa.
Wow.
The closest we're getting to a natural 20 without being it.
Yeah, no, I mean with a 24, the accumulation of all of your successes and knowledge, you suss out that this light means that the auto drive system has gotten itself stuck on something and it needs you to pull the manual release lever. A secondary light below it does have a seatbelt sign that you recognize, Haribo.
Okay, yeah. He says, all right, I need everyone to hunker down. Those who can, into seatbelts. Those who can't, find something to hold on to. It's gonna get wiry in here. But he buckles himself into that seat right in front of those lights. And as everyone battens down the hatches, he looks back and he pulls the lever. Kerchunk.
Kerchunk indeed. You pull the lever, and then the camera cuts to a couple different spots. First, it cuts to inside of the generator room, where all 3 of the generators in here began behaving like that first jumpstart generator did. They start winding up and binding their arcs of electricity, and then they throw them all in one direction. Camera cuts to beneath the exterior of the Makeworks, where it is caught on a shelf of rock, and all of the sudden, an enormous fist on a big piston shoots out of the bottom of the Makeworks and just punches the ledge. We're back in the control room, and you feel the ground, and you hear it go as the entire Makeworks begins to tilt beneath you and slide backwards. Back on the outside of the mountain, the tremors have increased. There is pandemonium in the market streets as folks and animals run hither and yon trying to find the most stable patch of ground that no longer exists. You guys feel gravity begin to seriously take hold. Haribo, in front of you, the green light begins blinking one more time.
I press it right away, fast, confidently.
The sequence of lights re-engages, the auto drive, and I think for one last cut, we're back outside of the mountain. Like an inverted volcano, the whole top of the mountain vibrates and shudders, and then just drops into the center of the mountain.
I imagine the fucking impact or like aftermath is catastrophic.
I just really hope that Barson was able to get Stuve and is far away by now. It's been a few hours, so I'm hoping the best.
Oh, we got a little smash cut of Stuve and
cutscene.
Barson in the first cutscene, yeah.
That's right.
Oh yeah, tearing ass.
So that brings us to the close of Act 1 of A Wider World. We see the streets of Dekram filled with pine trees. We see Neville, the Gravekeeper, his big butt in the air as he bows down before Zogmoth.
Dear.
We see a kobold in linen robes weeping before a set of scales. We see Koryak lower a leather mask over his face before he begins to weld.
Fuck yeah, Koryak.
We see a party of adventuring heroes, a cleric, 2 stout warriors, and a wizened old man standing before a ruined staircase, steps leading into darkness. We follow them into that darkness, and from that darkness emerges points of light. And drifting through those points of light, a long, rectangular spaceship.
Ah.
Crazy. Wild. Fuck. Bye, y'all. Well, I'm underground now. They can't find me. They'll find me, guys.
Yeah, it's not like
They'll
you're wearing
find me.
a tracking device around your waist or anything.
They'll find me.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry. I'm going to say so far, everything is me. And whatever is about to happen is mostly Margery's fault and then my fault.
You know what? Margery doesn't care, so I guess it's whatever. Sure.
Most of it's
I'm-
Margery's fault, and then whatever surprise comes sounds like Haribo's fault.
I've
think
never
she has
done
any
anything
emotional
wrong.
connections?
I'm a perfect boy.
Thaddeus from his seatbelted position would lean over to Sparkleoneous and say, "Hey, what would it take for you to write the ballad of Humnum the Coward?"
Damn.
2 gold
That's-
pieces.
Deal.
It isn't but 30 more seconds until the sobs of Haribo drown out the vibrating machine. Compartmentalization has ended. Thus concludes this season of Dungeons, Drive-Ins, and Dice, Act 1 of A Wider World. This season was DM'd by Theodore Stringer. The players were Lawrence Jennings as Sparkelonious, Grace Stringer as Margery Ridgeback, Mike Harrison as Thaddeus Ofkoot, and myself, M. Williams, as Haribo Tamagotchi. The next season will be a shorter, succinct story that we'll be telling using the Apocalypse World 2nd Edition and extended playbooks. If you're interested in updates about the new season as they're released, make sure to join us for free over on Patreon at patreon.com/ddadpodcast, where you can also access the transcripts to the episodes and drop a little support if you're feeling so inclined. That link is also in the description below. Make sure to leave us a rating and or review wherever you're listening in from, and drop a comment below to let us know what you thought of the season and what systems you think we should explore next. Dungeons, Drive-Ins, and Dice Arcade Apocalypse begins May 1st. We will see you then. Did you give them a fucking rocket launcher?
No.
Okay. Oh, a battering ram, maybe? Okay, that feels better. Okay, that feels more right. I was like, is he having these motherfuckers set up like a noob tube on Sparkelonious and Margery?
It's not a rocket launcher. It's a mortar. It's
Yeah,
totally
a
different.
mortar. Sorry, yeah, they're so different.